Hi, it's Chloe here. If you don't know, if you're new to my world, and actually you can see the dogs everywhere. Bless them. We've got quite a few of them here, right here today. So this is where I'm actually doing this video from my sacred land here it's right in the heart of England. And I wanted just to share a little bit about the energy build-up that we're experiencing right now. I'm sure many of you will have been feeling this, these downloads. It's like a very, very high frequency, like pure diamond light. It is exquisite. It is exquisite. But it is difficult to sometimes get hold of, and I want to explain why that is, what you can do to support yourself, and why this all relates to the solstice, and actually what's going on and why the solstice is so potent when it comes to our ability to rebirth, like the Renaissance, how that energy of rebirth and what's actually involved in that, and how the specific points astrologically in the year where the planet actually goes through this transference effect. So let's start with these codes that are coming through. So, as we all know, 2022 has been pretty intense, right? And there's a quickening, right? Think about it, of the birthing process. There's a quickening that is happening on the planet. As we know, there's a whole unplugging of the 3D matrix that's going on, which each one of us are having to unplug, and we are doing that in our own way. You'll probably find I feel the majority of people who connect with what I do and really gain a lot of benefit from it, and really understand the concepts that I'm sharing here. I normally find that what's happening is that there'll be certain aspects of you that are firmly in the 5D and there'll be some aspects that may still be in that 3D. Bearing in mind, we have to bring the totality of our being into that 5D. So that means physically, mentally, emotionally, and also spiritually as well. So I'm just checking where I actually need to be looking at the camera. It's over there. Just look. I mean, honestly, it's so beautiful here. I feel really blessed. One, to be able to hold my remote solstice event next Wednesday on my sacred land here. So people all over the world can connect in. But also, I almost feel that the land here is preparing for that. And part of that is we've had this really cold wave of energy, of air coming in, that's created like already as like a real purity in the air. It's come over from the Arctic, and it's a very, very pure, clean air, and it's really come over the UK, and we've got all this frost, and it's really cold. Different parts of the UK there's actually snow, and to me that all adds to that purity, that childlike. The dogs always go mad in this field. You'll hear them always bark. Oh, hang on, Lulu's stuck behind the gate, let me go and get her. There's a purity to the snow, there's a crystalline energy that is just incredible. And little dogs. And I've got 4 dogs with me at the moment. Oh, beautiful robins just turned up. Oh, how gorgeous. Right, sorry, it says Lulu stuck. She's big, she can't go into the gate. Come on, Lulu. Oh, she's now with 7. Lulu. Thank There we go. Good girl. And And so, yes, there's a purity to that frequency. It's so crystalline and so high vibration. And what I feel it triggers in us, and this is one of the things I'm really I'm feeling is going on right now with these ascension codes specifically. Well, there's one main thing which I feel is like it's diamond consciousness, which is awakening, which is all the unicorn energy, which is like third and fourth eye awakening. But really, in support, what that's all for is multi-dimensional access. That's the key. Now, what I feel is going on is that there's a massive shift of energy for 2023, especially in March. There's a whole shift of energy where there's just going to be another mass awakening on the planet in terms of spirituality. Not like, it's actually like it's not just about the awareness, it's actually about the physical embodiment of it. And what I mean by that is it's now going to be taking this spiritual awareness and actually making it part of everyday life. And so what I'm seeing and sensing, and the astrology is showing this as well, is that anything to do with spirituality, astrology, energy, frequency, crystals, anything in the spiritual realm will start to become more the norm. It will become part of our everyday life for a bigger and bigger audience, as it were, as in people. So more and more people will be waking up to the fact of creating practices and just being way more heart, soul and spirit led than ever before. And so what will happen is that the acknowledgement of the spiritual, the acknowledgement of energy, the acknowledgement of crystals and all of these, of all the inner earth kingdoms, the angelic planes, the ascended masters, all of this will become more incorporated into day-to-day life. With anyone who are in those healing arts or working in that way will become more recognized, more valued, because it will just become more of the norm. Right? And these practices, this way of being, will be super important in one's day-to-day life for the general population, really. So I feel all of us who have been working in this way already, it's a huge opportunity to be able to share our gifts more, but we have to own our gifts right first. We've got to be so embedded in with that. And all of that is linked to multidimensional access, because actually it's about multidimensional access, isn't it, when you really think about it? Because it's the ability to connect to spirit, and that really a big part of that is the ability to connect into the other realms. And of course, to be able to do that, there has to be a whole thing that goes on in terms of the technology within you, to do with the Kundalini, to do with the lower chakras, to do with the higher chakras. And this, which is one of the key points, which is what I want to share with you right now, today, is about the inner child codes, about the crystal child codes. Now, this is key. And the reason being is that access, multidimensional access, there has to be a deeper heart integration within yourself, and noisy, and that also within that, what there needs to be is the feeling of magic, of wonder. You feel into that inner child, that inner child energy, that crystal child energy, where everything is amazing. There's an innocence, there's a purity, there's a wonder to life, there's an excitement to life, there's a feeling that anything is possible, and it's that that feeling of magic, that inner child magic that enables access, as long as you've got other things in place, but that enables that access into, like say, the inner earth kingdoms, right? The elemental beings, for much more magic to occur. And that is what I feel is going on for this solstice, is that there's going to be there's a support of clearing of inner child wounding, so that we can access that crystalline child within us that's full of magic, full of wonder, full of awe, just innocence and purity. Yeah? And we cannot access that, right? Even if you can access it at certain times, to be able to access it more and more and to deepen that integration within you, there needs to be a clearing of your inner child wounding within that. Now, that inner child wounding can be this lifetime, can be past lifetime. It could be really, on all levels of it. It could be really subtle. It might not be so subtle. You might be aware of some of it. Probably a lot of it you're not aware of, because it's just how you've always been, right? And so that's the energetic state we're wanting to get into, because when you're in that energetic state, that's when these portals really start to open up for you. You have to literally embody the innocence of the crystal child. So that would be my recommendation. The solstice is next Wednesday, the 21st of December, and it is at, I think it's like at 10 to 9 p.m. GMT. So whatever that converts in your time zone. And so in the lead up to that, this is what I feel a lot of us will be clearing. And that inner child can come out as anger, it could come out as grief, it could come out in all sorts of, or like wanting to keep ourselves separate. It can come out in all sorts of different ways. But it's an amazing opportunity for this next week in these next few days, to really allow that clearing to go on. And this is one of the reasons why I'm going to be releasing one of the kind of pre-transmissions in my Solstice event to support you in that clearing process of connecting in to the crystal child. And also on the actual Solstice event that I'll be holding a live ceremony as well on the 21st. And there's a replay, so if you can't make it, it's totally fine. You can listen to the replay. I will be working with the child of light frequencies, which are so divine. They are totally divine. And I'll be working with child light frequency. I'll be working with unicorn frequency and also dolphin frequency within that. I'm really working with the heart chakra, the third and the fourth eye with diamond consciousness, all in support of a deepening awakening for you when it comes to your multidimensional access. So this is really where humanity is going, where there is like literally no separation between the different realms, and we're kind of living interdimensionally all the time. And so to me, that's just so exciting, right? It adds so many different dimensions and so many different layers to our overall experience with all of that. So I've also recorded and channeled the crystalline matrix attunement, and what that does is it's supporting you to attune to the crystalline grid matrix, which is all part of that as well. And that's all ready. So if you are interested and you want to join the event actually consists of the crystalline grid attunement, which is already there for you. Then also the crystal child meditation in there as well. And then on the 21st, I'll be doing the live ceremony at 9 p.m. actually. Yes, I think the actual peak of the solstice is 10 to 10. And so I'll be starting the ceremony at 9 p.m. GMT. So anyone who's live, and then that's why I'll be doing the Child of Light and working in this way to really support you. One, to download the codes that are coming through. And in that includes the bringing through those codes and then integrating those codes. Now, what makes the solstice? Oh, can you hear the dogs everywhere? Oh, here's Betsy. She's beautiful. I don't know where she'll come over, but she's a Pyrenean dog. She's actually amazing. So what's so amazing about the solstice is that it holds the transference energies on the planet. So what that means is that this transference impact, as it were, this ability to transfer from one state of being to another, will be embodied through the planet at the solstice. And that's what makes it so potent, and that is why it offers such a opportunity for everyone at that time of the solstice to go through a huge death rebirth. And so that's death of the old self, old aspects of yourself, for the rebirth of the new. And it's a real time of magic, especially when it comes to the elemental kingdoms, the inner earth kingdoms. And this is one of the reasons why in pagan times they really celebrated the 21st. And actually what then happened was that we kind of know that Jesus wasn't born on the 25th of December, but yet it is celebrated. And that's because it's overlaying that pagan festival of the death rebirth, because what Jesus represents is a second rebirth, which is the rebirth of the Christ self. Right? And it's over that time, because the energy that supports you to do that, which is a transference energy, is actually through the planet, because it is in the UK anyway, it's the shortest day. It's the absolute point before it shifts. So it's that death, it's that absolute pinnacle of that death rebirth point that runs through the planet. So that means not only the veil's thinner, but also the potential to receive healing via the elemental and the nature spirits is really, really powerful. And so that's why the pagans, they would celebrate and work with the energies, and they'd work with they'd bring in the ivy, they'd bring in the holly, they'd bring in all these elements, because every tree, every plant has a nature spirit. And actually, in this point of transference, which is highly rejuvenating, this is where we get all the alchemy from. It's the energy of the nature spirits that is coming through. That's where the magic is. That's the magic. And it's about the surrender in each one of us to be open up to that magic of transference and to that magic of the inner earth kingdoms and of the nature spirit. So we'll be again on the live ceremony, we'll be working with that energy as well. But of course, the more you can surrender in the lead up to the solstice and during the solstice, and so absolutely, the 21st is the absolute pinnacle point. I think it's like at 10 to 10 or something. But that portal is pretty much open, I would say, starting right now, all the way. I would even go as far as the end of this year. So it's such an opportunity for whatever it is you're trying to birth and go through, whether you're conscious of it or not, right? You might not even be conscious of that, but it is an amazing portal for that, in support of all those new beginnings coming through for us in 2023. Also, the other thing is, normally, I do have hundreds of people that attend these events remotely. And what that means is that we have people all over the world, literally in all these different locations. It's so amazing. It's so lovely to witness and be part of that. It's such a blessing for me. And as I am channeling through those frequencies in the live ceremony, it means that they're gridding also into your location. So we're literally creating a web, this high frequency vortex of web between us all to support these downloads to come through. But not only to support the downloads to come through, because we literally become the channel for them, right? Is to then anchor them into our location, into our grid location, wherever we are. But also, as you are able to then hold that, because then there's a whole embodiment and holding of it, and holding those codes throughout the whole of your being in that, it then ripples out into your immediate environment, then into your family, your friends, the workplace. It ripples out. So that's how you start to really become more of that light worker in that way, whether you're consciously doing it or not, wherever you are in your journey of that. And so by coming together in ceremony like that is incredibly impactful and very highly supported for the planet and for Mother Gaia as well. And so I would suggest anything that you can, that's going to help you key into that pure childlike wonder, that crystalline feeling, that the joy, the excitement, the amazement of just being and just of life. That is a frequency that we need to get hold of, recognizing, of course, that to be able to do that at a deeper level and more embodied level, there will have to be a consistent clearing of those that inner child, those inner child codes, right? So that you can go deeper and deeper into your heart, because you cannot access that at deeper and deeper levels without purification, releasing and letting go, right? That is just a universal law, and that is really so much of the work that I do with transference healing, which is anchored onto the planet by Alexis Cartwright, and the child of light energy, which again was anchored through by Alexis Cartwright, is all aspects of that. And our ability, especially with the child of light technology, it's really about our ability to connect into a deeper level of the grid, right? And that's why I've channeled through the crystalline matrix attunement, because that's what it's supporting you to start to do more and more consciously. So yes, I'm really excited about this. I know how big 2023 will be. Of course, there will be challenges, as we know, because we're still going through that collapse. And we'll be going through that collapse for quite a few years. But the question really for each one of us is, how much can we solidify our footing, as it were, in that 5D matrix, or even going up into 7D with the multidimensional access and awareness, right? And that's what really I think, especially if you've been on this path for quite a long time, that's really what we're doing. And it's a continually evolving journey that never stops. But the more we can express and be have that childlike wonder, the excitement, the pure joy, and just the purity in the way we're feeling and being, the more multidimensional access you will have. So if you feel drawn in joining me in this ceremony, I shall give you the links down below there for you to join. The crystalline Matrix Attunement is already there. The Crystal Child will be re-released on Friday, or if you're watching this video after Friday, it's already been released and is there for you. The Solstice doesn't matter if the actual event itself doesn't matter if you cannot attend live. There will be a replay. And all of this will be contained in a separate website for you that you can access whenever you want, and you have access up until the end of January so that you can really immerse yourself in it. And you also, there's two other things, and also you have the opportunity, if you want to purchase more tickets, if you want to gift it to a family member or a friend, you've got the possibility to buy as many tickets as you want as well, and then we will send your friend the ticket so they can access it all. And also, if you want to buy the multi-dimensional kit, which is basically all the recordings, but you have lifetime access to it. So if you're really working on that multi-dimensional access, and you really know you want to continue working with the inner child coding, you have that, and you can keep on. Oh, that's 7. I love this feel. There's an energy line that just literally runs from over there all the way across here. She goes crazy. Absolutely crazy in it. This is all that energy, and she gets so excited. So yeah, you've got also the opportunity at purchase to buy that multi-dimensional kit as well. So have a fantastic solstice, whatever you're doing, whether you're joining me and many others, or whether you're doing something else, or just sitting quietly at that time, whatever you feel guided to do. Have a really beautiful, rejuvenating, expansive time, and wishing you a wonderful Christmas. Enjoy the time with yourself, sharing with others, with family and friends, and just attuning to those Christ frequencies, right, which are so pure and so beautiful. And I will connect with you very soon. Okay, lots of love. Bye.